Ever notice how billionaires always sound like they've cracked the code to life? They're not just talking, they're watching, investing, and sometimes even a little jealous. Jealous of what? The Philippines. Yeah, you heard that right. Stick with me, because the Philippines isn't just a postcard-perfect paradise for retirees and Instagram influencers. It's something much bigger, a rising economic powerhouse that's turning heads at the very top, and the richest people on Earth. They're paying attention. Let's break it down. The Philippines isn't small. Sure, on a map it looks like scattered islands in the Pacific, but zoom out. 110 million people, a booming middle class, and an economy that's been accelerating for decades. Once dismissed as developing, it's now one of Asia's fastest-growing economies. And guess who loves that? The rich. They flock to places that know how to make money. Bill Gates calls the Philippines full of potential. Warren Buffett says Southeast Asia is the future, and the Philippines sits right in the heart of it. Elon Musk, while he's planning Mars missions, he's already plugged Starlink into remote Philippine regions. That's not charity, that's opportunity, the kind that makes billionaires even richer. And Jeff Bezos, the logistics king. The Philippines is a dream for global trade. Major ports, prime shipping routes, and a workforce that powers some of the world's biggest outsourcing operations. Translation: it's a gold mine. This country hustles. Services, booming. Manufacturing, expanding. Tourism, still one of Asia's best-kept secrets. And the BPO industry? The Philippines dominates it. Ever called customer service and heard that friendly, efficient voice? Chances are it's coming from Manila, Cebu, or Davao. But here's the kicker. It's not just business. The Philippines is leveling up in luxury. 5-star resorts, high-end real estate, private islands. Billionaires love influence. And geopolitically, the Philippines is sitting pretty, right between China, Japan, and South Korea, with deep US ties. It's not just rising, it's becoming indispensable. So why isn't everyone talking about it? Because when people picture power, they think skyscrapers and trillion-dollar corporations, not a country where you can eat a world-class meal for the price of a latte back home. But billionaires? They see it before anyone else. Is the Philippines perfect? No country is. There's poverty, traffic that'll test your patience, and politics that are colorful, but the momentum? Unstoppable. Smart money is already moving in. Real estate prices climbing, tech giants setting up shop, even Hollywood stars buying property. So, what does this mean for you? If you live in the Philippines, you're sitting in one of the most promising economies on the planet. If you're an investor, maybe it's time to pay attention before you miss the wave. And if you're skeptical, give it 5 years. The billionaires aren't betting against it. Now tell me I'm wrong. Drop a comment. Share your thoughts. Because the Philippines? It's not just a vacation spot anymore. It's the next big thing. He started by selling books online and ended up owning the internet. Jeff Bezos could have retired years ago, bought his own island, and disappeared. But that's not who he is. He's still out there, watching, investing, expanding. And now, he's looking at the Philippines. Bezos says the country's entrepreneurial spirit is undeniable. And trust me, that's not just billionaire small talk. That's a man who sees what most of the world still hasn't: real, untapped potential. Because the Philippines isn't just about call centers or cheap labor anymore. It's about innovation, raw, ambitious, homegrown innovation. Filipino entrepreneurs aren't following trends. They're creating them. Tech startups are exploding. E-commerce is thriving, and whole new industries in blockchain, fintech, and AI are taking off. There's a new wave of Filipino business minds rising fast, not just trying to compete, but ready to redefine the game. And Bezos isn't the only one paying attention. Mark Zuckerberg has praised Filipino talent, calling them the backbone of global tech. Think about that. A country once dismissed as developing is now powering the world's digital economy. Every time your app loads, your payment clears, or your customer support agent solves your issue, chances are a Filipino made it happen. But this isn't just about tech, it's deeper than that. Filipinos have something that can't be coded, measured, or copied: resilience. This is a country that's been hit by typhoons, political turmoil, and economic crises. And every single time they rebuild, They work harder, they laugh through the struggle, and they rise again. That spirit built entire industries. Customer service? The Philippines owns it. Healthcare outsourcing, locked down. Creative services, world class. From writers to editors, animators, and designers working for top global brands. And that's just inside the country. Step outside, and you'll find millions of Filipinos abroad, sending billions back home, not just for family, but for education, business, and the future. While some nations depend on oil or tech, the Philippines built its economy on something rarer: hard work and heart. Even Oprah Winfrey has said it: the Filipino people are among the warmest, strongest, and most resilient she's ever met. Every year, when storms hit and wipe out homes, Filipinos are the first to rebuild, for each other, not for profit. That's not just survival, that's culture, and that same spirit drives business success. It's the reason the Philippines is becoming a global powerhouse, not because of resources, but because of people. Billionaires see it. They're not guessing, they're investing. Luxury projects are rising, investors are flooding in, and everyone wants in before it's too late. Because where else can you find white sand beaches, booming cities, and a cost of living where you can live like royalty? Sure, the infrastructure isn't perfect, but it's improving fast. New airports, expressways, and mega urban developments are reshaping the skyline. This isn't the Philippines of 20 years ago. The government knows what's at stake, and they're getting the country ready for what's next. So, if you still think the Philippines is some distant, irrelevant place, you're already behind. The world's richest aren't overlooking it anymore. They see what's coming, and it's bright. Manila, Cebu, Davao. These aren't just cities. They're launch pads for the future. When was the last time billionaires bet on something that didn't pay off? They know where the smart money's going. It's going here. And there's one secret ingredient money can't buy: Filipino hospitality. It's not fake smiles or rehearsed politeness. It's real. It's what turns strangers into friends, tourists into residents, and business deals into lifelong partnerships. You come to the Philippines for a vacation. You end up staying for life. Even Richard Branson, the man behind Virgin, gets it. He's said investing in Filipino talent isn't just good business, it's good relationships. Because here, business isn't just about numbers, it's personal. That same authenticity is why companies that start in the Philippines don't just survive, they thrive. It's in every hotel, every restaurant, every smile. Stay at a resort here and you'll feel it. That warmth that can't be faked. That's why tourism isn't just growing, it's exploding. Sure, the beaches are stunning, the islands are breathtaking, but what keeps people coming back? The people themselves. Because you can find paradise anywhere, but where else can you find a place that feels like home the second you land? And that energy doesn't stop with hospitality. Filipinos are dominating the global entertainment scene. From world-class singers to international performers, creativity runs through their veins. Every cruise ship, concert stage, and talent show has Filipino finalists for a reason. Here, music and art aren't hobbies. They're part of the DNA. Even Steven Spielberg has said it: Filipino talent stands out because of its authenticity. They don't just perform, they connect. And that's the secret to the country's rising influence. Henry Sy proved it decades ago that Filipinos don't just work hard, they think big. Now a new generation of visionaries is taking that same fire global. From fintech to AI to e-commerce, Filipino entrepreneurs aren't chasing trends. They're setting them. The Philippines isn't catching up anymore. It's leading. Even Elon Musk has called the Philippines a country built for success in the 21st century, fueled by innovation, creativity, and grit. And when Musk says something like that, it's not a compliment, it's a forecast. Tech giants now see the Philippines as more than an emerging market. They see a launch pad, a place where ideas are born, tested, and scaled to the world. The infrastructure is rising, the internet is faster, the talent pool smarter, hungrier, and more ambitious than ever. So here's the truth: the Philippines isn't the next big thing. It's already happening, and the world's smartest investors are paying attention. Because the future isn't just being built in Silicon Valley anymore, it's being built right here in the heart of the Pacific. The Philippines isn't waiting for the future, it's building it. And that's why the world's billionaires, moguls, and power players aren't just talking about the Philippines anymore. They're investing in it. So, here's the question. Who's paying attention? Some people will wait until it's too late, until the Philippines is already a global force. But the smart ones? They see the writing on the wall right now. They're getting in early, before the rest of the world catches on. Because here's the truth. The Philippines isn't just rising, it's unstoppable. And the world is finally starting to notice. Now let's clear something up. The Philippines isn't sitting on oil fields or diamond mines. Its gold mine is something far more valuable. Its people, its culture, and an unshakable drive to move forward no matter what. That's something you can't manufacture, outsource, or replicate. Look at South Korea, Taiwan, Singapore, small nations that became global powerhouses through grit, innovation, and a refusal to settle. There's no reason the Philippines can't do the same, or even surpass them. Sure, there are challenges, poverty, corruption, a political scene that's colorful, but history proves one thing. Every great nation was built by overcoming adversity. It takes time, it takes resilience, and it takes people willing to fight for something bigger than themselves. And here's what makes the Philippines different. Community. This isn't a country where people live in isolation. Neighbors help neighbors. Family isn't just blood, it's a bond. That's the foundation for greatness. Add to that a young, educated workforce, fluent in global business, a tech industry on the rise, a tourism sector that's still underrated, and a culture that refuses to quit. The Philippines has all the ingredients for success. And one more thing, faith. Not just religious faith, but a deep belief in possibility. That's the kind of mindset that builds nations. Rome wasn't built in a day, neither was Seoul, neither was Taipei. Greatness takes time, sacrifice, and generations willing to put in the work. But the payoff? It's worth every second. Imagine this, a future where the Philippines isn't just that country in Southeast Asia, but a global economic powerhouse. A place where young Filipinos don't have to leave home for opportunity, because the best opportunities are right there, waiting. And guess what? The billionaires already see it. They know the Philippines is on the brink of something huge. The question is, do Filipinos see it? Do they believe it? Because that belief will make all the difference. When the Philippines steps into its power, the world will have no choice but to notice. Not because foreign investors said so, not because some international organization gave its stamp of approval, but because the people made it happen. So, if you love the Philippines, share this message. Spread the word. The time for doubt is over. The time for waiting is done. The future is here, and it's ready to be claimed. Like, subscribe, and drop your thoughts below, because this story, it's just getting started.